just shut up and dribble. So thank you, whatever her name is. I don't even know her name. I get to sit up here and talk about what's really important and how I can help change kids. It lets me know that, you know, everything I've been saying is correct for her to have that type of reaction. But we will definitely not shut up and dribble. I would definitely not do that. I mean too much to society. I mean too much to the youth. I mean too much to the to so many kids that feel like they don't have a way out, and they need someone to help lead them out of the situation they're in.
Shannon, what's your reaction?
Disappointment. I'm really disappointed in her because LeBron James is the American story, Skip. A guy that came from nothing, made something, and is giving back. That's what America is about. That's what it should be about. And because his views does not align with hers, she tells him to shut up and dribble a basketball. Well, does she realize that the guy that KD and LeBron was criticizing and the guy she's supporting isn't a politician? He was a reality star. And she never, ever said, shut up and do reality television. Think about that. We've had so many people from Clint Eastwood. Nobody say, shut up, Clint, and act. Ted Nugent, Chris Rock, Kid Rock. Nobody. Hell, Fabio, talking about climate change. I guess since romance novels are not selling anymore, he has some free time on his hand. Nobody said that, Skip. That's my problem. We got to get away from this, Skip. For me, I grew up in rural South Georgia, and I've gone to speech therapists for a number of years, and I have a very heavy Southern colloquial dialect. And a lot of times, still to this day, people, the way I talk and communicate, think I'm unintelligent. You better be very, very careful, because the way someone talks is not always indicative or reflective of their intelligence. LeBron is highly intelligent, very intelligent. And for her to be dismissive, to say, shut up and dribble a basketball. Really? As a citizen. So I guess bankers should only talk finance. If this is not your profession, you should not be able to have an opinion on it. That makes absolutely no sense, Skip. And for barely, she said it was barely intelligible. Wow. You know what, J.J. Watt? Shut up and stick to football. But he raised $41 million for those victims affected. Not one person said, J.J. Watt, stick to football. But because LeBron views does not align with hers, he's unintelligent and he should just dribble a basketball. Well, I'm glad LeBron is not going to. If she knew anything about LeBron, she knows he's bigger than basketball.
That is true. From
Trayvon Martin moving forward, he's always had, for the most part, an opinion on social issues. And I get it, Skip, what this is about. He stumped for Hillary. He was on stage when she came to Akron. He was on stage. Everybody knows who he wanted to win. It didn't happen. But you can't push someone aside and be dismissive of their opinion because they don't align with yours.
Yep.
Because the guy that you're supporting ain't a politician.
I agree with every word you just uttered. And yet I was glad that Laura Ingraham said what she said, because it gave LeBron another opening and another platform to say, I will not shut up and dribble. And by the way, LeBron thanked her. He said, what's her name? He didn't know her name. But I thank you for saying this so that I could say what we just heard him say, as he so eloquently stated, as he always does. And yet, for the record, at least Laura Ingraham was very consistent in her position, because
I think it's just Ingram.
Ingraham. Just Ingram, I'm sorry. Yeah. I said Ingraham. Laura Ingraham, back to 2003, wrote a book in which she blasted entertainers such as the Dixie Chicks and Barbra Streisand for blasting then President George W. Bush. So her book was Shut Up and Sing. And so she was basically just paraphrasing. She said, as someone once said, and she was talking about herself. So she paraphrased, she's the someone, shut up and dribble. So she just paraphrased herself when it came to LeBron. And her position has been entertainers should just shut up and entertain.
No.
Okay.
No, her position is entertainers and celebrities should just shut up if you don't view with my view. If because they were criticizing President Bush. That's the problem that she had.
But to your point, and the first thing I thought of was our current president gained much of his fame as an entertainer on a TV show, right? Wasn't he just an entertainer? That's how it struck me.
Reality TV. His phrase, you're fired. He's not a politician. And Skip, what did everybody say? That's what we love about him. He's not a politician, so he can't be corrupt and you're going to drain the swamp.
And especially in this day and age, I am fine with any entertainer speaking his or her opinion on any social political issue, mainly because now that we have the internet, everybody has a voice. And it's up to you. It is your right to pick and choose to listen to whomever you want to listen to. In this case, I always choose to listen to LeBron James because I like the way he thinks. I trust and believe in the way he thinks because he takes the time to have command of the issues he speaks about. I don't always agree with his point of view, but I like to listen to him because it's thoughtful and it's rational and it's reasonable and he's thought hard about it. So it's my choice as an American. I can sit back and say, I'm going to open my ears. Every time he speaks, I sit back and think, interesting point. The flip side of one LeBron James, if we can stay away from basketball for just a second on the court, is one Michael Jeffrey Jordan I covered in Chicago. And he just wanted to shut up and dribble. That's all he wanted to do. And sell sneakers, right? So that was his right and his choice just to say, hey, I'm out, man. Don't ask me. I don't have any views on that. I don't follow it. I don't even want to get involved in that, mainly in part because he wanted to sell sneakers. So he didn't want to pick a side. So I was fine with that. I don't condemn him for that. Maybe as a member of the black community, you'd say, well, we need you to stand up for some of our rights and issues here.
His famous phrase was Republican buy sneakers too. And Skip, here's the thing. When President chimed in about the NFL and the anthem and the players, now he called the players SOBs. When does he speak every time grammatically correct? But nobody says anything. She doesn't. Look, that's your opinion. I get it. You support him. Okay, fine. I might support something else. Skip, you have an opinion on it. Like, I don't know, Skip. I don't agree with that. But I'm not going to say what's, and I've never said, Skip, you and I have been doing this show almost 18 months. Skip, you ain't play, how you know? You got an opinion. You've been around the game long enough. You've been in locker rooms long enough. You've heard enough players talk. You know what you're talking about. You might not know the intricacies and O's and all that finite minutia, and that's okay. But to be dismissive, she basically dismissed him because you're not a politician. And the guy that's in the office was never held a political office, never was in the military. So normally that's what you do. Normally you hold political office. You be a senator or a governor or something. You move up through the ranks, or you're a general or something like that, like Eisenhower. He had none of those. He was a reality star. And now LeBron can't have an opinion. First of all, he's black. You can't have no opinion. You're black. What do you know about politics? I know this about LeBron. He grew up with a single mom who was a teenager when she had him in the concrete jungle of Akron, Ohio. He got out, and he brought a lot of people with him. And not only did he get out, he didn't stay out because he went back. He's given $50+ million for 1,100 kids that's going to be able to go to college at no expense to them. And he's opening a public school, I promise.
Yeah, just for the record, Laura Ingraham did make the point this was not a racial comment that she made.
Just one time I want him to say, you know what, that's what I meant. It was racial. That's not what I meant. If I offended someone, I'm sorry.
For the record, that was her statement. In her book, the targets in her book were not, they were the Dixie Chicks and Barbara Streisand were the main targets in her book. Just for the record, I'm not saying that you aren't right. I'm just saying that's what.
Well, Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich have been equally as outspoken about this president as LeBron and KD were in the ride.
Well, I mean, does she know about Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich?
Oh, of course you know. Of course she does.
She didn't know that LeBron actually graduated high school, but
Well, she
felt
tried to
free
make it.
to
She
say
tried to
that.
make it seem like, well, he tried to leave early.
I think what she meant was he tried to leave college early, but she didn't understand that he actually graduated high school.
Skip, this is what happens when
Yeah.
you're a prodigy, which LeBron was, and he was going to get no benefit of going to college. It's like a classic pianist. If they're 14, going to Juilliard doesn't do them any good if they can sell out Sydney Opera House. And that's what LeBron.
All of it's really irrelevant anyway, because if the last time I checked, LeBron is a citizen of the United States. He has a right to vote.
He does.
He pays taxes here.
And you have the right to opinion,
If
huh?
we are in war, it still affects him. If there's something wrong with the climate,
He
it still
cares about
affects
the-
him.
yeah.
It's not about caring. All of these things are if you strip away his profession, all of those things are true.
But Joy,
so
Joy,
why on earth would he not be allowed to have an opinion
Joy,
about the
you
country
know how
that he
this.
lives in?
Joy, you black, you worth $300-400 million. Why you care about somebody else?
But the mentality that a American citizen who pays taxes, who has a right to vote, who lives here,
Yeah.
who earns money here, who gives back to the community here, if you didn't know their name or their profession, should not have a right to have an opinion about the president of the country that they live in. It's insanity. Forget the fact that they're a celebrity. Forget the fact that everyone has the internet and has the opportunity to give their opinion. That literally makes no sense.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. If LeBron James was a guy making $50,000 a year, she wouldn't have cared. It's the fact that he's making this. So what? You're making $80 million a year. What do you have to complain about?
What you do for a living is irrelevant.
I get that. But LeBron's like, well, there's not, put it like this. There are fewer LeBron James than they are the average.
Well, there's only
people.
one LeBron James. If you're going to bother to insult someone, you should
Yeah.
probably at least read their Wikipedia. The new format saved the All-Star game. We'll discuss that with Chris.
LeBron did.
Ugh.